I am the Middle Eastern portion of your starter for today. It's nice to be here. Thank you all for paying £25 to come and watch us chase our unaccomplished dreams. It's greatly appreciated. I am one of two minorities tonight. Well done, Ultra Comedy, for getting the ratio up. 2 of 20, that's about 1 in 10. Divide that by 5 and you get what Nigel Farage would call the Goldilocks ratio. Just right. For those of you who aren't so familiar with numbers, or aren't so good with numbers, I urge you to consider the chocolate milk scale. So, what, 2% is about a couple of small teaspoons in a pint of milk. So just enough to taste the chocolate, but not enough to fuck with the school system. Yes, the nice moderation. But I still have some panties here from Mike's show. Yeah, so I've been here 10 years now. I love Newcastle. You guys are great. I love it. I absolutely love it. Can't say I've encountered any racism at all. Although sometimes I wonder if I had, but I just haven't clocked it, because I don't really register passive aggression. I'm Egyptian, you know, where I come from, aggression is usually quite aggressive. But yeah, I'm a full-fledged British citizen now. Yeah, I'm sorted. I now have a selfie with a picture of the Queen, God rest her soul. I have a naturalization certificate, and I've got a blue passport. 6 years. 6 years I waited for that passport, just so I don't have to wait in line when I travel around. Then you fuckers had to vote for Brexit. And I'm right back at the end of the line again. Not only that. Now, when I used to come back to Newcastle, I used to be in the foreigners line. Now, that was empty. Now I'm in the Brits line, so instead of losing a queue, I've gained one. Although it's a little bit optimistic of me to think that I would lose the queue by becoming a Brit, but you know, sometimes we need to be optimistic. I've learned a lot over the last few years, you know. I think one of the difficult things of coming here was the language. Not English. English is fine. Of course, the Geordie dialect is a little bit more challenging. 10 years on, I think I got it, but then I hear somebody like George Buckets Jr., and quickly I realized I don't know shit. 5 times I've heard this routine, and I still don't understand what he was talking about. Every week I try and get it, but it's just not registering. Except, of course, that he was trained by the Taliban. This kind of thing doesn't escape me. I remember when I first came, I was going to an interview in a hospital, and the taxi driver looked at me and he said, "Are you a doctor like?" And that was it. That was the end of the conversation. You know, I was waiting for him to say, like your mother, like your brother, like your cousin. And of course, he was finished with the sentence, and he was waiting for me to answer. It's just too polite to say. But I learned that you can finish a sentence with like, that's all right. I've learned that my friend is called Neve, not Niam. My friend Siobhan told me about that, so I'm grateful for her. I've also learned a few things. So, for example, I now know that dinner time means lunch, you know. I now know that tea time has nothing to do with tea. That was a surprise. I now know that be it is not about fishing, and it is a fucking number. You know, that's a surprise. I also understand the nuances, I think, you know. Like, for example, I know that you can walk in public, but you can't whack in public. That was a hard lesson. I now know that chocolate brownie is an insult. And I now know that, oh, sorry, didn't see you there. It means get out of the fucking way, you cunt. But anyways, look, it was hard, but it's okay. Life is hard. Sometimes you just have to do hard shit. Like, for example, ladies, the people makers of the world, you have to endure childbirth. You have to go through all the hormonal changes and the bodily changes and the mood swings just to make sure that our species continue, and we are all grateful to you for that. Thank you. Yes, a clap for our ladies. Gentlemen, my brothers, sometimes we have to pee with a hard-on. Listen, you laugh, right? But have you ever tried to squeeze a pint of water through a hypodermic needle? the amount of things you have to keep in mind, the coordination. You need to make sure that your urethra, or your tube, is going well, so that it's not kinked, so it doesn't split into two or anything. You need to make sure that your aim is right, otherwise you're going to splash all over the place, okay? And you need to make sure that the strain is just right, just so you don't leak anywhere else, but you give it enough just so it kind of goes through, okay? So you kind of end up kind of going like this, which is a really weird angle to do first thing in the morning, right? This is not to scale, by the way, just so you all know. This is just so my friends in the back can see. I'm not from that part of Africa. And the thing is, that I didn't choose any of this, right? So this menial, ordinary occurrence suddenly becomes this intricate operation of balance and coordination. And all of it because I woke up with a bit of morning wood, or as my wife likes to call it, the ghost of Christmas past. Thank you very much. Let's leave it.